love little kids with British accents. There is nothing cuter.
Just
Except
mind
Ollie.
the upholstery.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Player Guides. I'm Hannah.
I am Cameron.
And I'm Nate.
And I am playing The Wolf Among Us.
Because you asked for it, Tank Hunter 48.
And
they jumped into a
full
car and drove
disclosure, this is the 4th time we are recording
Come on,
this.
get up.
I had
Because
started The Wolf
you
Among
asked
Us.
for it,
We
Tank
should check
Hunter
in on
48.
Ted, see if there's anything
I
there
had
that can get us back on the
started
trail.
playing this during our Extra Life live stream back in November last year. I really enjoyed it, and then moved forward with it a little bit more back in December, and now we're seeing it through. And we are trying to solve the murder of Faith, who looks very similar to Snow White.
She is the donkey skin princess from German folklore.
Yes, and we just interviewed her
All this way for nothing.
Husband.
former husband.
I'd say
Or
husband. Estranged husband.
Estranged husband.
All right, he's gone. He's left. It's over
Who
now.
tried to kill himself, which was actually really sad. And then Toad, who he and Bigby have like their own kind of special relationship, called and said that there was an emergency,
That is
but
sad.
it's really Toad has been lying.
I think.
So I need to make sure I remember I catch him in all of his lies. And
Nice.
we're
Oh yeah,
gonna
we can
go
do this
interview
section
him.
better.
Yep, we're gonna interview
Yep.
Toad right now. And
'Cause
apparently
we-
Toad is with
Child.
Mr. Badger. Let's
Hey, Toad.
talk
you
first
in there?
before we open the door.
Well, that's the old
Bigby
story, I think.
and
You
Miss White. Surely you didn't
Wind in the
come all this
Willows.
way just
Wind
for
in the
my
Willows, but
bother.
I still thought that was Frog and Toad, not
Yeah, that's
Toad
what I
and
thought, too.
Badger. I don't know who
There was a
Badger
Frog
is.
and Toad book
Sorry,
series.
Bigby.
There
I
was.
just-
It's
I
embarrassing.
don't know if
to
it's the
have
same
to-
guy.
That's like a children's
I
book
thought it was
series.
someone else in Woody's place.
Which is weird to say because
It wasn't,
Wind in the
though.
Willows is
Not
also a
one I
children's
checked.
book
Nothing
series,
but
but
a
it's more of a
leaky drain
classic.
pipe.
I don't know if
Imagine
Frog
that
and Toad is
classic
considered
standalone
like
thing.
So,
Maybe?
you know, false alarm.
a classic.
Are you sure there wasn't anyone here? Not that I saw. And if there
Badger
was,
of
it
Badger
didn't take
Hall.
Nothing. So, you know,
Maybe?
all's well that ends.
Excuse me.
Hannah is
Alright.
recovering from a slight cough. Don't worry, it is not
your son in there?
COVID-19.
It's
He's
just
fine,
allergies.
Miss White. Just stung his little toe. Better swimmer than Walker, just like his dad.
Lana,
Toad
So, I
Jr.
guess you'll be taking off now. No need to hang around here anymore.
There's a Disneyland
I
ride.
mean, I'm sorry you came all the way here for nothing.
Mr. Toad's Wild
Mr.
Ride.
Toad's
That
Wild
is
Ride.
what that's based off the same story.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know, and I appreciate it, mate, but fine.
Let's
Relax.
go to Disneyland
Be out of here in a minute.
one day.
Just
The main
like
character of
things
Wind in the
out.
Willows
All
was
right.
I thought
just
Frog and
don't
Toad.
wanna waste
No, no,
your
no.
time, is all.
There's Mr.
Have
Toad,
a
who's
seat.
rich and kind of
Have a cup
eccentric.
tea, whatever you like.
Oh, Otter? Is it an otter?
I don't remember.
The main character.
I'd have to read it
Are you
again.
all
I will
right?
have to look it up unless Nate remembers with his encyclopedic knowledge
Here you
of
are.
all sorts of stuff.
I don't mean to intrude, but Flycatcher
This
said
is
you
not
had a
one of those
pretty
things.
Awesome insect collection, and I was wondering if you could, perhaps, let me see it.
I love Toad Jr.
It has a weevil.
He's
He's a pretty
adorable.
cool
I
kid.
love little kids with British accents. There is nothing cuter.
Just
Except
mind
Ollie.
the upholstery while you're looking for nothing. Yeah.
Oh, Mole and Rat.
Mole and Rat.
Yes. Wind in the Willows came
Lock's
out
busted.
in
Eh? The lock.
1908.
Looks like somebody kicked in
So
the
it's kind of a
door.
recent story.
Christ's sakes, a
1908.
fucking lob's been
Yes.
busted for wood.
I mean, compared
That's
to the
200
other
years
fables.
old.
Just like
Yeah, but compared to, like,
bloody building.
Snow
Is
White,
Snow White more than 200 years old?
they were. I
That
have
seems
to
like a
imagine.
long shot. Really?
We are gonna search more.
Okay. Well, I
The
guess-
Brothers Grimm
Too.
published Snow White in 1812.
Damn thing must have fell off
Okay,
the
so it
table.
is more than 200
It
years old.
just fell off the table. You know, with this place, it's like living on a foundation of termites, it is. All so cheap, it's a wonder it stays standing as long as it does.
Do, do, do. Nate, have you been playing any other games?
What have I been playing? I finished the new Doom. That was pretty fun. I played through the story, and then I just started playing the multiplayer. That's really fun.
Did the first Doom have multiplayer?
You want me out of here?
No, first Doom, as in Doom 2016, is a singular player experience. Oh no, it has multiplayer. Never mind. I just never played it.
Gotcha.
But I think you could design levels and play through them. But I never really did. And then Craig got a hold of me anyway, and he said he just got the Halo, like Combat Evolved Collector's Edition, Master Chief Edition, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Thing on Steam, and he and I have now are gonna start playing a all legendary playthrough of all games.
Oh, are you recording that by any chance?
I was thinking about it. We kind of got our feet wet last night. No, Saturday night. We played a little bit on Heroic, and I am trying my best to figure out the mouse and keyboard format, whereas he is playing on a Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Yeah. Okay.
But because the buttons are flipped, it's still throwing us both off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're playing mouse and keyboard, when you get it, you'll be like much better than you were before.
Oh yeah, like as a concept, I love the mouse as a first-person shooter thing. Like I'm not as good at it as I'd like to be, but I understand and accept that it is way better.
Dropped it on
Yeah.
your foot? You told me before that you cut your hand.
I'm just more proficient with the control stick.
I cut my hand first, and that made me drop the damn thing on my foot. Ruinous flip of
All right.
events,
So
really.
we got lie number 1.
Numero uno.
Numero uno. Oh, look at him, and there's him in all his former glory days. God, that
God,
would.
will you not make a big
that
faff
would
out of
suck.
this? There's nothing to solve
Being a
here,
refugee?
Sheriff.
I mean,
I'm
being a
telling you
refugee, but,
everything
like,
that happened.
You wonder how long
Why
they've
don't
already
you
been
believe
here.
me?
So, but they're not able
I mean,
to.
Things happen, you know.
I think maybe you're hiding something.
You're not able to
Hiding
move
something.
forward or move up
Maybe.
in life. You know what I mean?
Tell you the truth,
Like,
I don't
he
know yet. But I
Can
know
only do
you're
so much.
lying
He's in New
about
York and he's a
something.
But I'm
fraud.
not.
You're just
Yeah.
gonna make it worse for yourself. the
Yeah, and
longer
that's
you
something they
keep
talk
up
about
with
is like
I'm
all the
not
non-human
bullshitting you.
characters need
Honest.
spells called glamours to hide among the public.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
costs a
so-
lot.
Yep.
So-
So
it
he's
makes
stuck in like this building. He can't go anywhere.
Essentially, unless
Well,
he
he's like
uses a glamour.
landlord, though, but
Yeah, he'd be stuck
It-
in this building
yeah.
for months at a time,
Yeah.
weeks maybe.
but it makes you wonder, like, how much would a glamour cost? How much does it cost? They have the witches on the 13th floor of the
Yeah.
office building. They said.
I mean, I don't think they ever give firm numbers, but it's enough that it makes Beauty and Beast struggle with money. And they were super rich beforehand, so it's
Yeah.
got to be a good
What
amount.
is it now? If it's blood, you know what happened.
No, there's marks here on the windowsill.
So that implies that the rest of the general population do not know about Fables.
Yes,
Correct.
that's true.
So it's like they're
Just
in this
last night
special
when I
area
come
of
out,
New York.
I
I
was
don't
in
know
a-
if
Like
anyone,
MIB.
Dizzy, mate, as
Yeah,
you would be.
I don't know if anyone
I'm
lives
down, forgot
outside
the
of
keys
the
to this
Bronx.
place.
They do.
They do.
There's
had to
in
climb
the
into
in
the
the
bloody
states.
window.
There's New York. There's Vegas, and there's this place called the
Junior after
Farm.
death.
And then there are Fable outlets in other, like certain Fables might have moved closer to their cultures of
You
origin.
were the
So like
new
Alibaba
Jake and Stevens
lives
yeah?
out in Iran, or
Oh.
Bloody hell, Bigby. What
the
city's
Monkey
getting
King
you
lives in
uncovered
China, that
this
sort of
time?
thing.
I left the tap water running. Didn't stop the recycling. What's the point of all this, mate? Really?
Thought you wouldn't need keys.
There you go. You got
Got
him.
it. Lie number
Climb in through the
2.
window.
Huh?
Why'd you climb in through the window? You said it yourself. The lock's been rotten for weeks. You wouldn't have needed a key to get in.
Fucking hell. Just what are you on about, mate? After the state I was in, I didn't have me head. That's all it was. I forgot the fucking handle was fucking busted.
Toad.
I feel bad
Tell
for
you
him.
what
He's
else,
scared.
it's embarrassing.
He wants to
I know.
protect his
All
kid.
this shit up, all right?
Is
So put it at the third degree and all that.
is the farm not a nice place for the animals? Is that why they hate going there?
No, they just don't like being restricted
Okay.
to that location.
Here, too.
You're thinking of
There's
Animal
the
Farm.
farm is
Clean space in the dust.
giants live there, but they've been enchanted to sleep forever,
I mean, you know,
Okay.
and they're just kind of like part of the background. Like,
Got
you
it.
wouldn't notice them. They'd just be hills.
Got it.
And then, like, the 4 pigs live there.
Except for Colin.
4.
Colin lives on the farm. He sneaks out all the time.
Oh, okay.
4 pigs.
That broken lamp used to be here, right?
I believe so, unless I'm misremembering.
Nothing
So I know the
There's-
story is 3
Nothing.
pigs, but for
And
some
why
reason
did
there's
the lamp
4
have to be
in...
there, of all the blooming pointless
group.
inquiries?
Interesting.
It's my own place. Don't
But,
you think I know what happens to it?
Bigby is the same wolf from that one and Red Riding Hood?
There isn't
Yes.
in the electric outlet.
Okay.
Huh? What are
It
you...
was plugged in over here, and now it's there.
I did some refiguring. Who fucking
Lie number
cares?
3. We
Now
got all
plug
the
it in.
lies.
Come on.
Nice.
I just
And,
hadn't
okay,
gotten
so
around
I
to
didn't
it yet.
put
You
2 and
see
2
how many
together
damn places
until
there
just
are?
now.
Bigby.
But
come
Mr.
on,
Toad's
I'm
Wild
begging
Ride,
for mercy over here,
all
old
the
boy.
checkered
I
race
was
car
looking
flags
forward
for
to
the
a nice
wallpaper,
afternoon.
and then around
Just me
his
and me son, and
apartment
you've taken up
are
enough of a day with
photos
all
of
this-
really fast
this
cars.
sniffing around
Yeah.
with me private
He
Because
belongings.
he
likes
loved-
to have fun.
I'm
He likes
sorry I
driving.
called
He loved
greedy,
fast
I am,
cars.
Yeah.
But will you please just bugger
If you
off?
guys do ever end up doing your book club idea, Wind in the
Not
Willows
yet,
would be a
you
great
say,
starter
to my
book if
face.
neither of you have read
You
it.
think I'm hiding something
I
from
feel like
you?
I did
I
a
don't
long,
remember
long, long
ever
time
reading it.
ago that I'd have to read it
Nothing's
again.
it.
The unabridged edition. I remember I read the abridged edition when I was little, and then I read the unabridged edition when I was a little older. Good books.
When you start telling me the truth, Toad.
Well, I've told you the truth, mate. Jesus Christ, what more do you want?
Toad, these stories have made no sense. You didn't cut yourself on the poker.
There we go.
You didn't forget your keys. You didn't bump the lamp off the table. You want to tell me what's going on?
Come
She
on,
doesn't
buddy.
think
Come on.
much of me. I don't think.
Oh, I wouldn't
Aw.
necessarily say that. Progress? Mr. Toad, you're bleeding.
Come on.
Come on, Toad.
Take off the hat.
It was that butcher, a Tweedle, Dumody. You
So
gotta
they're
strip them down to
butchers.
their johnnies before you can tell which is which. They come bulging in.
I don't know if he
screaming
means
about
that literally.
something
He
the
might.
woodsman had.
Maybe.
Or thought he had. I don't know. He
So
tore
the-
up the place. Beat me up when I
He
said
was
I
looking for
didn't
something
have
he
it.
thought the woodsman
If
had,
you
but then it
come in
ends
when
up
I
Faith
asked
had
you
it.
to, maybe he wouldn't have the nerve to strong-arm me boy.
Oh.
He hurt Toad Jr. How awful.
What the hell does he care? It's always the same with you, isn't it, Bigby? If I'm in trouble, need help, if I call about
Alright.
something, you always take a livelong day to get here. What if he done something worse, eh? I'm tired of feeling trivial, mate. A lot of us are.
Aw.
We're sorry, TJ. Really.
What was he looking for?
I have no idea.
So what's your guys' favorite?
I wanted to, really, I did.
Fairy
But
tale.
he
Yeah,
said if
fairy
all
tale.
of this ever got back to him, if he ever
Um,
thought you knew, or Miss White,
I mean,
he'd come
I
back
can
and
really
kill
only
my
go
boy.
off of
I even tried to
Disney.
give the bastard a coat.
So
Wouldn't
my
take it.
favorite is
Whose coat?
Sleeping Beauty.
The girl.
Dad borrows
The
things
donkey
from
skin
people who
coat.
live here.
Hmm.
Sometimes.
I don't steal nothing.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I have to really think about it.
Well, we'll
Uh,
be taking the coat now. If she has next of kin, family, anyone.
All right.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Fetch him the fur.
I'd have to like look at like Grimm's and Aesop's
Find it
Fables and stuff like that to really remember all of them.
Yeah, Disney was really the only fairy tale stuff that I did.
No, I wouldn't wear it outside.
Well, even then, none of it's accurate,
Correct.
or hardly.
Wait,
There's the note. Do we open the note this time?
It's up to
Or
you.
Do we
It's-
think it's a clue? Do we not?
No, of course there is.
I mean, I still wouldn't open it. It's a letter
Addressed to
from
Prince Lawrence.
a dying
What do you wanna
man's
do with
dead wife. It's up to you,
Alright.
though.
doesn't seem right opening another man's
Maybe
mail.
he'll share with you.
Let's try and give it
Maybe.
to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's been
That's
quite
true.
a surprising day for
If we
all
meet
of
up
us,
with him
hasn't it?
again later.
I'd see you
Yeah.
out, but I'm afraid
You might be motivated by revenge, gratitude. You don't know.
You don't
Yeah.
know. All right.
It was very nice talking to you, TJ.
Thanks. See ya.
Oh.
And don't
so
worry
cute.
about what happened
Very
earlier.
cute kid.
Just feel better, okay?
feel for him.
And if
He
you're
has to
looking
be
for the
so
woodsman,
resilient.
try down at the Trip Trap.
Poor little guy. It's just the two of them.
So my favorite fairy tale is probably not one that you're familiar with. It's in the Shah Na
Does it
Me,
always
and it's
start out
Rostan.
smoothly?
Not often.
Iran,
Oh, yeah?
So
Yeah.
split a cab?
Sure.
What's it about?
I can only go to the Trip Trap for now, anyway.
Not because of what
So
Tom said.
Rostan,
Hopefully the woodsman's there.
like, I don't want to describe him as similar to Hercules because I feel like that's
Find him.
playing it off too simply, but he's essentially like a super heroic mythical
Only,
figure
Really.
that has adventures and is super strong and undefeatable in combat.
Well, okay,
He-
so are we expanding this to like mythology as well?
Well, that's what they are, isn't it?
Well, it depends, I guess, on the scope of everything and whether or not it's a.
Every time I think I'm getting a handle on
Is
what's
it a
going on,
moral lesson? I mean,
things
what's a
just
fairy
more
tale versus
complicated.
what's mythology? What's versus?
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
always
Always a
picture.
step
I
behind.
always thought
woodsman is
fairy
the only
tales
lead we've
separate
got,
from mythology.
and he
Like I
was
hear
one of the
mythology
last
and I
people to see
think the
Faith
Greek
alive.
and Roman mythology.
Getting some answers
When
out
I
of
hear
him
fairy
will start
tales,
to
I'm kind of
clear
with you,
things
Nate.
up.
I either think of the
I hope you're
moral
right.
standpoint or
Bigby,
Disney.
be honest with me. Who do you
Well, yeah.
think?
Also, like the scope, like mythology has to do with at least some sort
I know
of
it's still
god,
early,
like
but-
divine being.
I just
and,
feel a step behind.
We haven't
Oh.
talked to him.
Whereas-
Still going with Bluebeard.
Tell me.
Yeah,
I don't think anything would surprise me at this point.
but Snow
I feel
agrees
like
with
Bluebeard
that.
has something to do with this.
So that's interesting, Nate. I'll admit
I
I've
don't
never
know
really
how or why just
showed a
yet, but if
distinction.
You're asking. This is his
Yeah.
MO. There's
I
still
don't
a
know.
lot of questions.
Maybe it's the scale or the
Find the
scope
woods
that
and figure
changes.
out
Maybe
what
it's
he
the
knows,
focus of
and go from
characters.
Makes sense.
I don't know. Fairy
That's
tales
probably the best
versus
approach.
fairy tales or myths.
You doing
so
some research?
Here's a quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're splitting up. I'm gonna go into the Trip Trap. At the end of that bar, that scene,
Thanks
I
for
wish
you.
there was.
I have to make the decision of going after Tweedledee or the Woodsman.
Sorry.
Yep.
Does anyone look up what
Go ahead.
happens if I
I
go
didn't
after
mean to
the
cut you
Woodsman
off.
versus
No,
Tweedledee?
it's-
I don't think we should look it up.
It's nothing. I just.
I feel very comfortable going after Tweedledee.
Tweedledee.
He fucking clocked you.
Seeing all this.
Like-
No, that's Tweedledum.
Whatever.
They're
They're the
one.
same
traveling
person.
worse than I
Plus, he
imagined.
also strong-armed TJ.
There's so much
Yeah.
attention to
Oh
the
yeah,
residents
that's
of the
true.
woodlands.
We'll go
Fuck
after
him.
him.
The Woodsman is an
Get the whole
asshole, but you
community
two
up there to
kind of reconcile
Yeah,
before
You have to
Tweedledee
try
walks
to.
in.
that's true.
Prostitution.
I was just wondering if there was anything else the
wish there
Woodsman
was
could
more
tell
we
us
could do.
differently than Tweedledee. But if we take
This
Tweedledee,
isn't how
then
I
we
thought
go
it
into
would
the.
be.
I can get his money.
Crane runs things his own way.
You're doing your best. It's all anyone can do.
Obviously, you don't know what I do all day. Right now, I'm the gatekeeper, making
Crane
sure none
is
of
the
these
absolute
disenfranchised
worst.
folks are
Yes. Oh, that's something I noticed
wasting his time.
now that we're playing it back again. So right before this, Nate,
Yeah.
Crane, we had a meeting with Crane about the investigation,
Oh, no.
and Crane was getting stressed out, and he
System.
requested that
Fables who
Snow
walk in through the back door like
book or
Bluebeard,
move
we
his
have all the
appointment
time
for
in
a
the world
morning
them.
massage with
Try and
Vivian.
come in through the
And I'm
front door,
pretty sure,
proper chance
later
asking
on,
for
with what we've already
anything,
played through,
even help.
Vivian is
Well,
a prostitute that we meet at some point.
Okay.
So there's like all sorts of little clues.
nothing's
Very
worse off
noir.
than they've
Yeah.
ever been.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true.
It's
Right.
well
We've had
written,
it
just
worse.
like the movie Knives
Not
Out.
much.
Fair enough.
Maybe this isn't for me. I thought public service was pure.
You should stick it out. There are fables that would give up a lot to be in the position you're in, and I think it's easier to change
I
something
like the
from the
scruff.
inside.
There should
You're
be
telling
more
me
guys
change
who
comes from
wear
within.
scruff. I don't think guys know
Sure.
how
Not
attractive
the
that
advice
is.
I imagined hearing from you.
Well,
Well, surprises.
Not just on this animation guy, but like in general, out in the real world, real men.
Oh, so I had to actually
Maybe we
shave
should handle
like
this one.
cleanly for my job.
That's Georgie.
Yeah,
Maybe I
Georgie
should.
Porgy.
Yeah.
Georgie Porgy. Makes the girls cry.
I wonder if we said the pimp,
Sup,
if we would
pimp?
have had a little thing with him.
Well, we don't
there.
know who he is yet,
Oh,
technically.
that's true.
So you had to shave, Nate, because of your PPE?
Yes.
Just be
That
careful.
makes sense.
Let me tell you, it feels really weird to be clean shaven. Like I'm no longer clean shaven right now, but for like a
Same
week
goes
and a
for me.
half, I was like smooth, and it was very strange.
Are you going to mountain man the lockdown?
I'm not sure about the entirety of the beard, but I haven't had a haircut in a while, so maybe I'll go back to longer-ish hair.
Yeah.
See what happens.
All right.
Like-
Now that we're entering the Trip Trap Bar, we're going to call this an episode.
Yep.
Thanks for playing with us, everyone.
Buddy.
Thanks, everyone.
Catch
See
you
ya.
later.
Bye.